All right, and welcome back to the Dorms podcast. I can't remember what else to say. Today we're talking
Son of this guy.
all I know is today we're going over the Golden Globe results and what else are we talking about today?
That's it.
Just same old shit. News in the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same shit, different
Ben,
week.
or no, Garrett's on news, right?
No, I'm on news,
No, I'm on the
bro.
game, homie.
Oh, so take it away with the
Yep,
news.
Dude,
So how's everyone doing?
I mean, I
Good.
can't complain.
Well, let's see, Ben. I'm recording a podcast currently. That's what I'm doing.
Getting ready to go back to college.
Oh, yes, sir. Dude, it's been a weird morning. Like I woke up at 9:30 this morning, and I usually
Same.
don't do that. I usually wake up at 11:30, and I was a little
Especially the
upset.
last couple days. It's been weird.
I think it's my body naturally getting back into like my college schedule, which sucks because I don't even have to get up till 9:30, like that early anymore.
On today, yeah. Well, today's
I don't have an
yeah. Today we would have class, but
I don't have a 9:30 class. I think I guess I have a 10 class. 10
you're not.
10 a.m. God damn,
I thought
Garrett.
you had a 9:30 class.
Bro, I don't know. I just go to class.
I got up at 9:30 so I can hit up the coffee shop and just do film work in there. I've
Nice.
become
And
that
talk to girls.
that hipster. They're all old ladies, man.
Okay.
You're not trying
You
to
know
rizz up some
something?
Let me
grannies?
tell you, I got the best crepe of my life in there. Ham, scrambled eggs, chili sauce, cheese. Oh, so good.
Did your mic cut out for me for a second? But luckily I like realized what you said, but it blew my mind for a second. Because the last thing I heard was grannies, and then I heard crepe, and I was like, whoa, Ben.
Whoa.
We don't condone any of that over here, but I know Ben doesn't. That just shit caught me off guard.
You had to clear that. I don't.
Of course I
He
had to
doesn't
clear
rizz
that
up grannies,
You
bro.
Bro, you don't know who's watching.
Y'all aren't trying?
Granny. Whoa, Matthew.
Risen up grandmas?
Yeah.
Get some,
I
get
do
some
it on
knitted
accident at
sweaters.
the movie theater all the time.
You accidentally riz up grandmas?
I've been risen up a lot of people on accident lately, and it's not
Do you want
fun.
me to carry your cane
All
while
right,
I take you to
Wednesday.
your seat?
Oh my god.
Wednesday. Dude, you look like the dude. No, what's that? What's the dude from that from Wednesday that
Oh shit.
One.
everyone's like crushing on?
I don't
Nick
know.
and Matthew, you
I
can
just-
finally get Jenna Ortega.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of Jenna Ortega, the Globes. But no, let's kick off the news first, though.
Dude, I gotta preface this. Half of this shit's just trailers. A lot of trailers came out in
News, yeah.
this last week.
Well, I don't think we're gonna get a lot of news just because it was Globe Week.
That's
Everything
true.
was really focused on
yeah.
the Globes.
It's also January, so there's not really much film stuff that comes out.
That's
Yeah.
very true. We got trailers for Beau is Afraid, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Gran Turismo, Renfield, Evil Dead Rise, and Knock at the Cabin. Like we got 3 to 5 trailers just in this last week and a half.
Damn.
Listen,
One of them
so
looked pretty good.
yesterday I was off that Zaw, and I was watching. I couldn't tell you what it was, but I swear I was watching a trailer of some sort, and it blew my mind. I don't know what the movie was though, so I might be able to recall it if you tell me if it was one of those trailers, but I don't know what it was, man. It blew my mind though. Oh, what was it?
Well,
Evil
basically
Dead actually looks scary.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, what the hell is this movie?
Showed it scalping in the trailer.
That's for
In
the
what?
Evil Rise, right?
Evil
Oh,
Dead
I
Evil
Rise.
Dead Rise.
Dude,
I-
We got a lot of different trailers with a lot like Evil Dead. Like that looks scary. We got Nicolas Cage's Dracula. We got David Harbour as a race car driver, and we got Dave Bautista as like a creepy cult dude. It looks like.
Dude,
Yeah,
that
for
movie.
that M. Night Shyamalan.
That's the trailer I watched, bro.
Knock
The
at the
one where
Cabin?
like yes, bro. Dude,
I'll be honest, that
tripped
movie
me
looks
out.
ass.
It's M. Night Shyamalan, dude. What do you expect?
Well, yeah, I don't expect much more than just like some kind of okay horror elements in a whole lot of just mediocre like direction.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like this is no bash to M. Night Shyamalan. I just don't think that it is.
Yeah.
I just don't think that
He
has.
hasn't been
I don't
good
think
in years.
he just doesn't have the skills anymore. And it's ever since Avatar. He dropped that shitter. And
Well, since Avatar,
Last
he
Airbender.
made one good movie, which was Split, and that's it.
Yeah,
What,
I remember
Springfield
everyone.
2014?
I thought Old was going to be pretty good, and that was a
It
flop.
was ass.
That was a flop. Is that it? Is just
No,
just
we
those
got
trailers?
we got
Or
2
no?
announcements for people joining in movies. We got William H. Macy joining in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and then we
Oh,
got
yeah, it's the guy from Shameless.
Tim Blake Nelson joining Dune Part 2.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Movie's gonna be awesome.
Jonathan
Did they not
Jacobo.
finish filming?
They
That's
just
Jonathan Jacobo. Let's go, bro.
What about the Cloverfield sequel coming?
I don't care about that. Nobody does.
Speaking of Jonathan Jacobo, you guys see the
Scooby-Doo.
clips from the new Velma series?
Holy
No.
shit, dude!
Did
It
it look
looks
bad?
butt cheeks.
Dude, and HBO Max is getting such high praise.
No, they're not.
Dude, it was so.
It's bad.
But why they make Scooby Doo like an R-rated show without Scooby Doo in it?
No clue.
And the thing
I don't
is,
care about any
Bro.
other changes, but like they made it an R-rated mystery show, and Scooby's not even in the show.
it's called Velma though,
Oh my
so there's
God.
no Scooby.
Dude, it could be. It could have been so good if they would have kept the traditional Scooby Doo route. Now, not a lot of people know this about me, but I'm a Scooby Doo stan. Like, I really, really like Scooby Doo.
I think we all
Mhm.
do.
So I'm sad. Like, I grew up on Cyber Chase. That was my shit growing up. So I'm very pissed.
Dude,
I'm
they can
very
do an
pissed, bro.
R-rated Scooby Doo. Like, there's a comic out. It's been out for like 10 years, where it's like Scooby Doo during the zombie apocalypse, and that shit's fire. And that's dark.
I'm gonna send you guys this funny ass video to the group chat. It's Scooby Doo related. Just go check it out whenever. It's so funny.
But like
Oh, that's
what they did
hilarious.
with the characters, like they changed every character to look like their voice actor counterpart. I'm pretty sure that's at least what I was told through TikTok. And I'm like, you could have just had it be called Mindy or something, like the main actress, and have them be solving mysteries in a rated R setting. That's
It's just not. It's just not Scooby Doo
Scooby-Doo.
it isn't.
because there's
literally
no
just
Scooby Doo.
it's just a mystery show based around the characters of Scooby Doo.
They just wanted to get that like
This is like
fucking
remember
property.
when they tried to do that remember they tried to do that live action like Velma and Daphne a couple
Oh
years
my
ago and
God,
that was a
dude.
flop. Like I don't know why these production companies want to change such a classic idea of Scooby Doo. Like I couldn't maybe there are a couple other like shows that follow such like a genius formula.
Mhm.
Just
I mean, it's a
five
talking
friends,
dog. You know what I mean?
literally
4 friends and a
five
dog
friends solve
solve
mysteries.
mysteries.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost one of the best formulas possible because they could do so much with it, but no, they want to fuck it up and make it some
Nah,
dumb
man,
shit.
just keep with like the cameo, like movies, like when John Cena just rolls up on Scooby Doo. That was fire, and then he was risen
I don't know.
up Daphne.
I don't know why. When you said John Cena, the first thing I thought of was the Fred movie. When he says, I knew we were
Forgot he was
talking
in
about
that.
Scooby. Dude, that movie is awesome too. Bring back classic Nickelodeon as well.
But like
Dude,
also when Supernatural crossed over with Scooby Doo, that was hilarious.
bro, yes.
Scooby
It's
Natural.
funny. Brandon was just sending me he sent me a TikTok the other day about that, and I was like, dude, this episode is the only episode of Supernatural I've seen, which I know I should go watch the rest. I'm aware,
My One
but
Piece.
Your
yes,
One Piece?
Yeah.
but dude, that shit was so funny.
How long
And if
is
you're wondering what I'm
Supernatural?
scratching down here, it's my doggy.
Like, how many episodes is it?
Is what?
323.
Oh, that's
wait,
nothing.
Supernatural?
Okay,
Oh,
Matthew,
that's
it's
nothing.
43 minutes per episode, so that comes out as like 700 or close to 700 episodes of One Piece. So it's like 3/4 of One Piece. Okay, Matthew, I did the math.
That's
Yeah.
all of Naruto, pretty much, but without
I can
Boruto.
imagine. I can really just imagine Ben just chilling in his bedroom, just
Dude.
checking off timestamps.
Dude, I watched like 4 seasons within a week of Supernatural when I first started it.
15 seasons, damn.
I regret nothing, even though most of that show isn't great.
I'm not gonna lie. I can't binge TV shows anymore. I don't know why.
Same.
Like I was trying to watch Mob Psycho 100 the other day. I watched 3 episodes and got so bored. But I can binge YouTube. Put YouTube on. I
That's
can
like
binge
such a
that
short
for
form of
hours.
content most of the time, and it's like they autoplay like one right after the other without much space in between getting up and going to the
For-
bathroom. So it's like you can watch
Yeah.
as many videos as you want. With TV, it kind
Wait,
of
you have your autoplay on?
yeah,
I don't.
Dude, that's bold.
Yeah, what the hell?
dude. If I'm
I
doing
can't do
something,
that.
I
I
don't want to
can't.
fucking have to keep clicking the fucking buttons.
No, I'm finding myself watching way more Twitch. Like,
Yeah.
so much Twitch. A lot of streaming. A lot of streaming.
I've come to
Was
the
that it for the
conclusion
news?
though. Yeah, but
I think
I'm
so.
coming to the conclusion that this year I'm gonna start counting every time Matthew brings up anime in the podcast.
Hey, screw you.
Dude, I'm gonna
Well, I
keep
mean,
track of
okay.
how many times you say it's weird.
I haven't
It's
done it. I haven't done it a
that's
lot. I
facts.
haven't done it a lot so far. At least
Well,
the new
we
year.
can't.
That's
We
weird.
can't. That's cap. Yesterday in the meeting, you said it at least
You do it
5
a lot.
times.
That's in the meeting. This isn't the podcast.
You do it subconsciously though. Like
That's
we'll be
accurate.
chilling somewhere and we'll be talking
That's
about
weird.
anything, and then out of nowhere, it's like
That's
it's weird that like
Dude, we'll be having a discussion about the most mundane
Weird.
like topic, and he's like, "It's weird."
It
It's
is
like,
and then he goes off on a tangent about some dumb shit, and we're like, what are you on about?
dude. It's bad.
It's okay.
all right, what else for news? Is that
That's
it?
that's really all
that it?
about news.
Besides
Well, I
Ant-Man?
mean, I saw Sydney Sweeney posted on her Instagram that she's gonna be in a new TV show with Glenn Powell, the dude from Top
Oh
Gun
yeah,
Maverick.
I saw that.
And then I saw I think it was maybe Dylan Minnette, Dylan O'Brien, one of the Dylans. They were posting they're gonna be in a new TV show as well. So
Probably
not
be
film
Manette.
related, but he is a film guy.
Yeah.
Donald Glover announced that he's gonna be making some new music at the
Yes,
Globes.
sir.
Which is like not relevant to what we're talking about, but it's relevant because he's a very relevant person.
Yeah.
I
He'll
guess
be
that's kind of
relevant into this discussion today.
Dude, I have
Well,
all the
speaking of the
winners pulled up.
discussion,
So do I.
well, let's get into it then.
We're just not going to talk about Ant-Man though. That was like the biggest trailer.
Yeah.
Well, I
Kang's
mean,
a
is there
menace. That was it.
is
Well, hold up,
is there
Garrett.
much to
Garrett,
talk about?
Garrett doesn't want it spoiled though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch
Just
it.
saying, Kang the villain. He's a menace.
Well, I saw like a screenshot of like one of the or a screen grab from one of the parts of the trailer, and Kang was looking crazy.
Uh-huh.
Jonathan Majors about to have a year himself, man.
Modog.
Paul Rudd thinks he can stand up to Jonathan Majors.
This is an extremely early prediction, but I think that Jonathan Majors is going to be up for multiple Oscars next year.
2024.
I know that's very, 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 very early.
trying to
but
think of what he'll be in that would be Oscars.
Creed 3, I think he could give an outstanding performance in Creed 3.
I think he could, but like I don't
think
think
he'll-
any Rocky movie's gone for the Oscars since Rocky 1 though.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
what about none
look,
of the
but-
Creed movies got like nominated or anything?
No. They've got
Holy
nominated.
Crap.
I swear
I don't
they've got nominated at least. Well, I mean, like, but like, look at last year. Like 2022 alone was such a different year for movies, and look at the people being nominated.
Yeah.
You had Austin Butler, Brendan Fraser. I can't say his name, bro. Kian Yoon, is that his name?
Oh, Kike Kwan.
Kike Kwan. I'm so
Kike
sorry.
Kwan?
I've
Dude,
butchered
it's
his name.
weird. I can pronounce it when I like whisper it, but the second I try to like bring it out loud, I mess up the middle part of his name.
Right, but like all like
Kike Kwan.
even
Kike
Timmy
Kwan?
Chalamet, Tom Holland, all these like young actors and actresses are being nominated. So for like movies, kind of more original ideas. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
I think there's no way that Jonathan Majors is going to step away from his career without at least one Oscar.
There's no way.
He better not.
There's no way. It'll be
Right.
the biggest. Okay. Anyways,
You guys ready?
yeah.
Ready as it can be.
Best motion picture for drama. The
What were
nominees
the-
are Avatar: The Way of the Water, Elvis, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick.
I
And
think
Tar, I believe, is Oscar bait.
I think
100%.
no. I want to say Tar won, but I'm not 100% sure.
No, the Fablemans one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was The Fabelmans.
I was gonna
Which is
say-
crazy to me.
Out of
Which-
all of those, I've only seen 2 of them.
Out of all of them, I've seen
I've seen
think I've seen
Avatar and Top
half
Gun.
of them. I've seen Avatar,
I'm not-
Elvis, Top Gun, started Tar, and I watched The Fablemans.
Fabelmans.
I'm not gonna lie. For Tar being, at least for me, I haven't heard enough about the movie like social media wise. It's definitely Oscar bait. There's no way.
Boring as
It's
shit.
Oscar bait.
Crazy to me. But I mean, I understand what the Fableman one. I guess I was rooting for
Spielberg.
Avatar though.
It's a great drama.
It's
I
great.
don't think
yeah.
Avatar is.
Oh, I don't
Don't tell
usually
me it's not a
cry, and I
drama.
almost cried.
No. I don't think it's.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's going to be pushed for Oscars for best.
Anything, honestly.
I mean,
Maybe
best visual
score,
effects,
visual effects,
Visual
score.
effects.
but that's it.
Because there's
I
no
don't
other
know.
real movies like with as good as special effects as it.
Oh yeah, Avatar is definitely winning best special effects at the Oscars.
Easy.
Dude, it's one of the best looking films I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to watch it, but even I understand
Oh,
that
it's fucking.
that's number one.
Disney thinking that they
And
can
if it
nominate Thor: Love
loses,
and Thunder,
if
though.
it loses, I will be the happiest person ever because that is the only thing it has going for itself at the Oscars.
I'm so sad that you don't like Avatar, not because of the story, you
Wild.
just don't like James Cameron.
Dude, James Cameron's just he's
Avatar
got
is
no
so good.
business being as pretentious he is.
So if let's just say I don't know, some other random director made Avatar, you would watch him? It's just because James
Probably.
Cameron?
It's like okay,
You're
so my
you can't separate the art from the artist?
I've only come to dislike Cameron more like this past week because I was reminded that he was trying to make a Spider-Man movie in the 90s and now he sits there and like dogs on everyone else that likes comic book movies.
He is a bit of a hypocrite, huh?
I mean, I just
You
don't
gotta be able
like
to
having to put down other people's art so you can bring your own art up.
I agree. I understand where you're coming from. All right, you gotta get down. I can't.
All right. Moving forward.
What's next?
Best
Hold up.
motion picture for what?
Do you think the Fable like do we think that the Fablemans deserve to win though?
I do. Out of all I do.
Out of anything, yeah. I mean, I wanted Avatar to win, but I respect it.
I think it's that good.
I'm surprised. Like it's weird because people are mad that Brendan Fraser didn't win. Like
Oh, we'll get there.
Hey,
no, I'm
spoilers.
not talking about that part. I'm talking about like the whale at all because was that even nominated for drama?
What?
The whale.
The whale.
Because that, like,
no.
the way he talks about it, he's like, yeah, it's a heavy drama. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
because I'm like, if it was
The way I look at it is like the whale came out what? Not even a month ago yet?
Yeah,
Almost a
so
Yeah, it
month
came
ago at
it'll
out
this
in
point?
probably be
December.
2024.
Yeah. Yeah, so like
no, not even close.
no, it's just because it came out in 2022. I'm just saying like it hasn't had enough like buzz. It hasn't had enough time to grow.
But
So I don't think it was
the
going to get
thing
a
is,
bunch
it
of
was
noms.
nominated for it was nominated for a lot of other categories. So that's what I'm like. I don't get.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen The Whale yet, so I don't know if it should be there.
I don't either. People are saying
but
that there's just a lot of people on TikTok who are like blah 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 about the
Well,
Globe.
I saw something on Instagram and this girl was saying like you don't get a 13-minute standing ovation and not win a bunch of awards. That's just like she was like basically, And then I commented, I was like, well, Blonde got
yeah, I was just gonna
11-minute
say.
standing. It got an 11-minute standing ove and it was nominated and didn't win because I honestly don't think that movie deserved to win any awards. Not that it was a bad movie, it was just very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it was also a bad movie.
All
I
right.
digress.
Best motion picture for comedy or musical. The
Hmm.
nominees are Babylon, Banshees, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Triangle of Sadness, and Glass Onion.
Banshees won, right?
Yes, sir.
And it definitely
And
deserved it.
I
I
definitely
think
think it deserves it.
Banshees is the one that should have got it. It is hilarious, even
mean,
though it's
like,
not trying to be.
out of those movies, like, did we get a lot of comedies this year, like last year at all?
We did,
I
but a lot
mean,
of them weren't nominated. I don't think.
the way they define comedies probably isn't the way we define comedies. Because, like,
Yeah.
I don't know
Like,
if I would put
I would
Everything
define
Everywhere All at Once as a comedy.
That's
or
more of
Babylon.
like Babylon.
Babylon's definitely a musical,
It's
Oh, yeah,
musical /
definitely.
comedy.
but
Everything Everywhere All at
Yeah.
Once. I think they're mainly saying it's a comedy because of the aspect of what happens. Like it's bonkers, and that's what makes it funny. But
I
that's
think
about
the
it.
only one out of these nominees that I would actually define as a comedy would be Glass Onion.
Yeah, that's probably the only one that's the actual comedy.
Yeah.
Glass Onion, I would consider, yeah. It's more,
Yeah.
honestly, it was probably more of a comedy than it was a mystery.
Like, I
Yeah.
haven't seen Spirited, but it is literally like it is a comedy musical. with
Yeah, that's
Will
what
Ferrell
that's
and
what
Ryan
more I
Reynolds.
think of comedy.
Weren't people saying on TikTok that it was like they're like, "Oh, this is gonna be a family-friendly movie to take your kids to," and they did, and they're like, "What did we just take our kids to?" Because it's so raunchy in the first, like, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's
I
funny
didn't
as
hear
fuck.
shit about that.
I didn't either.
That's fucked.
Best television drama, which I haven't seen any of these. I don't think any of you have, but
Alabama
anyways,
Elementary.
That's comedy, bro.
no, that'll be in comedy.
Oh,
For drama, Better Call Saul, The Crown, House of the Dragon, Ozark, and Severance.
I haven't seen any of those.
I
Oh,
want
no,
to say House of the
I saw.
Dragon one.
I've seen Severance. Not
Yeah.
all of it. That's the one with Adam Scott, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I
I've
haven't
seen-
seen season 6 of Better Call Saul yet. I'm still on like season 4. But House of the Dragon won,
Yeah.
which makes sense because that was like the biggest show of the year.
Yeah, like
Dude, the
a
budget on
production.
that shit.
Yeah.
Holy.
That'll
It's
happen when
insane.
it's Game of Thrones.
But I honestly like. If I would have finished Severance, I probably would have said Severance. Like the first 2 episodes that I saw were so good.
Yeah.
I think strictly from a storytelling like standpoint, that show was one of the best well written shows that I've seen in a long time.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. That looked like there was a crack in my mom's wood, and I was like, "Damn, I'm gonna be in trouble." But no, my fault. No, yeah, but Severance, like, I really enjoyed the story. I might have to finish it, but if I had to pick like something else other than uh House of Dragon, I'd have to go with Severance.
Yeah.
That's an
I
HBO Max
know
show,
I
right?
know everyone's mad about Better Call Saul because it's regarded as one of the best TV shows of all time, and it has never won
But didn't
an
it also,
an
like
Emmy or a Golden Globe. Actually, it's probably won a Golden Globe.
no, it hasn't won anything.
Yeah, that's crazy because the show is that good.
I think it's just up against some really heavy hitters, man.
But also at the
True.
It's
same
just unlucky.
but also at the same time, isn't it this season was split into 2 parts, and the second part's released
I
the
know.
later part of this year?
No.
Wait.
The show's done.
You're telling me
No.
Stranger Things wasn't nominated though?
No, dude,
For
I
No, I don't
drama?
think Stranger Things has been nominated for anything.
Which is crazy to me.
okay, I think it makes sense though because what the
You
like
can't sell
I'm not saying Stranger
Stranger
Things is
Things is
bad.
this.
I'm saying
No, I'm saying
that out of all the ones on the list, I'm not surprised that Stranger Things wasn't up there.
well
Yeah.
but like this season alone, yeah, even though it was a two-parter, let's take away the hype. The story was great.
It
The
was.
story was great. The way they tied the first season back to this fourth season with like all of these other elements, it was great. The Brenner, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just a little biased because it's my favorite show, but I
So,
think it was snubbed, man, for noms, man. I really
Yeah.
do. I think it needs to be more appreciated, dude.
All right.
I don't.
Coming into best television musical or comedy. Nominees. There's one that should be here, but it's not. We got Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Only Murder in the Building, and Wednesday.
Atlanta should be in there. I want to say that right away.
I think Atlanta should be in there. Season 4 and 3, which is weird that they came out the same year, are phenomenal. But I think Barry season 3 should be in there for best comedy.
Wait.
I don't
Alabama
think it should have
Elementary.
won, but it definitely
yeah.
needed a nom.
Hold up, you're telling
Alabama
me
Elementary
that
won though, right?
Wednesday got
I-
nominated
Yeah,
and
for
Barry
musical.
and
Atlanta.
Atlanta weren't nominated at all?
See, and
Are
this
they
is where
musical?
this is where the
Okay.
disrespect of Donald Glover comes in, man. He released 2 of some of the best seasons. Now I haven't seen them, but
I
I know
have.
Donald Glover, and I know like Lakeith Stan. I don't know them obviously, but I follow them well enough to like I'm seeing behind the scenes stuff, and I just shocks me. It shocks me.
Dude, let me tell you, the episode where they do a whole mockumentary about the creation of the Goofy movie and how this guy became accidentally the CEO of Disney and then forced the Goofy movie to become like the quote unquote blackest movie of all time. That is one of the funniest episodes of television I've ever seen. And solely that should be on here for the list. But I am happy that The Bear got nominated
Yeah, I was gonna
because
say the
The
Bear.
Bear is phenomenal. I think that was the best show of last year.
What about Wednesday, Ben?
Let him
I didn't
cook.
watch Wednesday.
Let him cook.
The
Nah,
Bear,
yeah,
I have never been more stressed in a TV show than The Bear, which is funny because it's in musical and comedy.
no, but I think
Abbott
I mean,
M.O.
Abbott Elementary.
Abbott.
that show should have deserved it. Like DeQuincy Brunson, that story, like I haven't seen it. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I follow up with like, I don't know, just like the buzz of the shows.
Yeah.
And even like people like Seth Rogen were saying like, go watch this show. It's hilarious as shit.
Yeah.
So
It's got a lot of buzz.
yeah, it deserves it too. Tyler J. Williams is in it too.
Yep.
Which is awesome. He got won a couple last night or just one 2 nights ago now.
Best performance of an actor in a TV drama. It was Jeff Bridges in The Old Man, Kevin Costner Yellowstone, Diego Luna Andor, Bob Odenkirk Better Call Saul, and Adam Scott in Severance.
I want to say, like, I personally want to pick the dude from Yellowstone just because I've watched some of this show. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with I can't even say his name from Andor.
Diego Luna.
Diego Luna?
Yeah.
You can't say that?
I didn't know his no, I can say it, I just didn't know what it was at the time.
I'm just so confused because the nominations for half these categories are so weird. You tell me that Andor got nominated, but any of the
Dude,
other
I'm
shows that we
just-
listed so far were not.
I'm surprised that Andor got nominated in anything because they don't usually pick like
Sci-fi
franchise
movies?
shows.
Yeah.
They really, especially Disney, because Disney,
Yeah.
like, it's so not what Andor was, and from what I've heard. And they're like, you know what? Let's
But
nominate.
it was Kevin Costner for Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Well deserved, I would
Makes
say.
sense.
The show takes place in Yellowstone, but isn't shot in Wyoming.
No, but
It's
Yellowstone's
on
also
Yellowstone.
part of Montana.
It's Yellowstone Ranch in Montana.
You
Yeah.
know how much Yellowstone is in Montana? 1%.
That much.
It's 1%.
And it's on that 1% then.
Okay. Best limited series or motion picture made for television. Nominees are Blackbird, which is fire. Dahmer, The Dropout, Pam and Tommy, and White Lotus.
White Lotus won, right?
I've heard a lot of good things about White Lotus,
Mhm.
but I think I only saw Blackbird and Dahmer this year. Blackbird kind of slept on, and Dahmer, it was a great performance, but that show does not need to be made. I'll be honest.
Again.
See, look, the way I look at Dahmer is the same way I look at Blonde. Like they probably did not need to be made, but they were made so damn well. They're very
Yeah.
uncomfortable to watch. And I think that's why Dahmer really does. I honestly believe that it does deserve to be nommed.
Yeah.
Simply for like it was just so well put together. It's a fucked up show. I'll be the first one to tell you that it's very fucked, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I think-
you can't knock it.
My beef with Dahmer is like you get to the last couple episodes and they make a whole point of how these families are being affected by this and that they aren't getting compensated for the tragedies. And that was like a big part of the show. And then like in real life, the show did not compensate or give anything to the families. Like you completely missed the target.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was White Lotus.
Dude,
Probably gonna check
wait,
it out.
is White Lotus is a HBO Max show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got Aubrey
Okay.
Plaza in it.
Aubrey Plaza, Jennifer
Plaza?
Coolidge, like a bunch of other people I've heard. I've heard it's fucking great.
One guy, what was that show he was in? Was it 16 Wishes from Disney Channel?
Oh, word.
I think
Oh, word.
I think it was
Really?
him.
You mean
wow.
16 Wishes or 16 Candles?
16 Candles is the 80s movie.
Yeah, that's the
16
one
Wishes
with
is the Disney movie.
yeah, that's Debbie Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Best performance by an actor in a limited series or motion picture made for television. We have Taron Egerton, Colin Firth, Andrew Garfield, Evan Peters, and Sebastian Stan.
Evan Peters won it, right?
Sebastian
Yeah, he
Stan
did.
for what?
Sebastian Stan for Pam and Tommy.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
Was Andrew
I think
for
that- I mean-
Under the Banner of Heaven?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Um,
I don't have any gripes with this one. I think
I think,
I
he
think
was
Evan,
terrifying.
from what I saw, Evan Peters gave the best performance.
He's terrifying in that.
I
shit.
only seen part of the show, and I was like, what the fuck?
I felt so uncomfortable whenever he was on screen.
I did too.
I was watching this video, and it was Evan Peters, and he was like when I was preparing for my role as Dahmer, he was like I was going so method, not in any like weird ways, but I was just like really delving myself into like the story of him,
Mm,
that he was like, when I stopped filming, I was so relieved that I didn't have to live that life. And I was like,
yeah.
damn.
He's also
All right.
stated that he's like, I want to play nicer characters, please.
Yeah, I want to play a normal
Yeah.
person for once.
Go back to
All right.
Quicksilver, my boy.
Yeah, he
Uh,
went from playing in American Horror Stories to
No, he
Dahmer as
went. No, he
well.
went
he
from The
played several
Office
cult leaders and
to
serial
Dahmer.
killers, and then played the serial killer. Dude just needs a break.
Honestly,
Best
Oh, yeah, I didn't
performance
like
by an
it.
actress in a limited series or motion picture for television. I have not seen any of these, but Jessica Chastain for George and Tammy, Julia Garner for Inventing Anna, Lily James for Pam and Tommy, Julia Roberts for Gaslit, and Amanda Seyfried for The Dropout.
I've never seen any of those.
I haven't even
It
I
heard
was
of
could care
it.
less, honestly.
Amanda Seyfried.
Oh,
Yeah, I could honestly care less. I don't watch
I
enough TV, bro.
yeah. Um, Best performance for an actress in a supporting role for a series. It went to
chick
Jennifer
from
Coolidge for White Lotus.
oh,
So,
I was gonna say chick from
which in
Wednesday.
this there was two actresses for White Lotus that got nominated.
Wow.
Her and Aubrey Plaza.
What is her name?
Dude, what is
The
Aubrey Plaza looking like these days? Is she still bad?
Yeah.
All right,
Of
I'm
course
gonna
she
look it up.
is. It's Aubrey
Um,
Plaza.
Best
Yeah,
performance by an actor in a supporting role in a series. For a limited series, it was F. Murray Abraham for White Lotus. Uh, Donald Gleason for The Patriot. Paul Walter Hauser for Blackbird. Richard Jenkins for Dahmer, and Seth Rogen for Pam and Tommy. And it went to Paul Hauser,
I don't even know
which
who the hell that is.
that's it. Oh shit, what was the movie that came out a couple years ago? It was about it was a true story where this guy, I think he was a security guard at an event where a bombing went off, and he was a actual hero. But let me tell you, this guy is terrifying in the show. He plays a serial killer. Oh,
Damn.
so uncomfortable.
what's up with the serial killers this year, man, or last
I
year
know.
for
It's
better?
apparently it's in. Best
Apparently,
director. Now we're getting to some deep stuff.
yes, sir.
We got James Cameron for Avatar, the Daniels for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Baz Luhrmann for Elvis, Martin McDonagh for Banshees, and Steven Spielberg for The Fablemans.
Okay, before we get
Say
into this, I would just like to say that this is probably the most stacked nomination for a category, man.
Yeah.
Like every single one of those nominations, they directed a great movie this year, man. And
Hmm.
obviously Spielberg deserved it to win.
Yep. It was Spielberg.
Solidified,
I
probably
was
the
gonna say
greatest director of all
Spielberg or
time.
James
I
Cameron.
think if I was going to pick a number two, I would give it to the Daniels for Everything Everywhere
Yeah.
at Once.
Holy
They were my
yeah.
number 3.
They were my number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to go in
All right.
order,
I haven't seen it.
if I had to go in order, it'd be Steven, the Daniels, what the hell is his name? James
James Cameron.
Cameron, Martin, right? And then Baz.
Yeah.
I really think you guys are sleeping on Baz Luhrmann, man. The directing in Elvis was
It
so
was
damn
good
good.
It was
directing.
good, but I do think he has
My
an issue with no, hold up. He has an issue with his movies that it's telling a story of what the story actually is, but it's also so flashy that it's so distracting to me at least. Because um with the Great Gatsby, they had to use CGI to get like a lot of those shots like craning across bodies of water and to get it back into the city. I'm like, that was so distracting to me, and that was so weird to watch.
I think it's because Baz Luhrmann tries to make it as immersive as possible, almost as if you're there watching it happen, instead of like other directors where they're making like a period piece or a piece on a true story. It's like very cut to cut to cut to cut. Or like obviously like Baz Luhrmann's like, okay, if we're here and we want to go to the city, let's actually show them going to the city. But I get what you're saying. Like
Let's
it
do
kind of take.
let's do a cut with a really cool immersive transition. That's literally what he does.
All right. For best screenplay for a motion picture, Todd Field for Tar, the Daniels for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Martin McDonagh for Banshees, Sarah Polley for Women Talking, and Steven Spielberg and Tony Kushner for The Fablemans.
I didn't watch this one. I don't know who won this category.
It went to Banshees for Martin McDonagh.
Makes sense.
Which,
Oh, that's for screenplay?
yeah,
Oh, I know I did watch that. What am I talking about? I did see that. My bad. I'm tripping. Also deserved, I think.
I think
very much so.
I think it's deserved. I personally would have gone with the Daniels just because of how creative that movie is and how much they packed in and made it such a personal story. But I'm
Yeah.
not mad with Martin McDonagh winning. I think that was a
To be
great
fair,
script.
this year was stacked with wins for a lot of different movies and TV shows. It's
Yeah.
great.
I'll be quick on foreign language because I know not many of us have seen other foreign movies. All Quiet on the Western Front, Argentina 1985 from Argentina. All Quiet was from Germany. Close from Belgium, France, and the Netherlands. Decision to Leave, South Korea, and RRR, India. And it went to Argentina in 1985, which
I was gonna say R.
Deserves it. It's Argentina. Sir.
Argentina, this movie came out of nowhere and it's getting a lot of buzz. I haven't heard about it until like
Neither have
a
I.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I didn't even hear
Because
about
of
it until
MC.
last night when the Golden Globes were happening, or when they happened.
But I only saw All Quiet. I think me and Miles were the only ones to watch that. And
Yeah.
then I started Decision to Leave. I need to finish it. I'm like halfway through. Decision to Leave is also very good so far.
I wanted to watch RRR until I found out it was like extremely long, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
care enough. I don't really care enough.
All
But I
right.
heard it's really
3
good.
hours
It's like what
long.
it's weird though, because it's like I went to go watch Avatar that was 3 hours long, but I couldn't sit through RRR. Maybe because I was like in my own home, and I was like, I know I can't sit down for 3 hours and watch
Yeah,
It's
it's
this.
also a
20
foreign
minutes
language film, dude.
shorter.
Do you know how hard it is for a lot of people to
Yeah.
watch foreign language with subtitles on?
True. I do it.
Yeah, but you're also a
Dyslexic.
weeb.
But you're accustomed to it at this point. You've been doing it for so long. Like someone
He's
who just
trained.
wants
He's
to
got
watch it for
trained
the
eyes.
first time.
Yeah, I've been
PR
doing it
training
for
to the
4 years.
fullest.
All
4
right.
years.
Best performance for an actress in a motion picture. Kate Blanchett for Tar, Olivia Colman for Empire of Light, Viola Davis for The Woman King, Ana de Armas for Blonde, and Michelle Williams for The Fablemans.
I must say, I can't even remember her name, and you just said
Michelle
it
Yeoh?
for Woman King.
Michelle Yeoh wasn't even nominated.
Oh shit.
Which is insane.
But no, she's in best like actress in a comedy or musical.
Gotcha.
This is for drama.
Oh, I
Yeah,
get. Yeah,
I'm gonna
everywhere.
say
It's
the
not a comedy. My bad. It's not a drama.
I'm gonna
It went
say the
to
girl for
Kate
the Woman
Blanchett.
King.
Okay.
For Tar, right?
From what I've seen of Tar, I can't say that I'm like, yeah, she deserves it. Because I got to maybe the first 30, 45 minutes, and I'm like, this movie is so fucking boring.
I think Ana de Armas should have won. Not free because like that's my girl or whatever. But more I just honestly I liked her performance in Blonde. I like even though like I keep saying like the movie was very uncomfortable. She did what she needed to do to make that movie uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even though they kind of shaded Marilyn Monroe in a very bad lighting. Like Ana de Armas wasn't the one who was doing it. She just the one who's portraying, and she portrayed it to her fullest extent.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't seen Tar, so like I'm on the same boat with Miles.
I
Like I
think
can't really
Kate
say
Blanchett
much. But
is a shoe in for the Oscars because Tar seems like Oscar bait.
I think it's 1,000% Oscar bait.
But also Kate Blanchett is a phenomenal actress.
Yeah.
So
can we
but
just talk about
also
how the
shout out to
fucking
Michelle
woman?
Williams. She was great.
Can we talk about the Woman King even got a nom?
Yeah, that
I
movie
heard
got
that
backlash fast.
it was because it
Because
was
they
like
changed
historically inaccurate.
They changed
Yeah,
like
they-
the last hour and a half of the movie to something completely different from what
Mhm.
happened in real life.
Because
And I'm
like the
not saying
tribe
that
that it
Violet
follows was responsible for like 15% of the slave trade, and
crazy
they completely changed that.
in the
Even though it's
favor of
supposed to
them.
be a true story.
See, and I'm not saying that Viola Davis is a bad
No, she's
actress.
great.
I think she's amazing, but I think for a movie that was just that historically inaccurate, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like trying to separate the same thing with like the whole blonde case, but
I feel like
Mhm.
I don't know.
you can have inaccuracies in a movie, but when it's so often and they're so huge, it's hard to ignore them.
Yeah.
And especially
Um,
something to that caliber.
yeah. Um, Best Supporting Actress in Television: Elizabeth Debicki for The Crown, Hannah Einbinder for Hacks, Julia Garner for Ozark, Janelle James for Abbott Elementary, and Cheryl Lee Ralph for Abbott Elementary. Goes
Good one.
to
Ozark,
Julia
right?
Garner for Ozark.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like every time something about TV comes up, we're just gonna have really not much to say.
I watched very few new TV shows last
I
year.
feel like you, out of all
I
of
mean,
us, watch the most TV though, which is weird.
yeah, which is crazy.
I watched the most
Media,
drama shows. I think Garrett watches the most sitcoms and comedies.
probably.
But if we're talking about overall
Matthew
shows,
definitely watches the most anime.
I feel like you
I watched
definitely
the
watch.
same show.
I feel like you definitely
The
watch
Office and
most of
anime.
these TV shows that came out within these categories. I've only watched maybe
Yeah.
one of them fully through.
Okay.
I'm definitely. Where's Alabama Elementary?
That's in
I think it's
Is it on
That
Hulu,
Prime?
right?
No. Hulu?
yeah, it's on Hulu.
Oh, Verd. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I've just seen a lot of buzz. I never get around to watching shows.
I don't either. They're so fucking time consuming sometimes.
All right. Best
Yeah.
performance by an actress in a TV show for drama. Emma Darcy. I don't know.
DRC.
House of the Dragon. Laura Linney for Ozark. Imelda Staunton, The Crown. Hilary Swank, Alaska Daily, and Zendaya for Euphoria.
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 Zendaya.
Should have won.
And it went to Zendaya.
Of course. I mean, come on. It's fucking Zendaya.
Phenomenal actress.
I know you
Okay.
guys didn't finish it, but definitely worth it, man. I'd be the first one to say I think that Euphoria is easily the best depiction of like addiction in young people that I've ever seen in my life. And season
Dude,
2
are you
is
saying
so good.
addiction in young people or addiction and young people?
Addiction in young people.
Okay, I was
Like how-
it's
yeah.
not that
Young
accurate to
people?
young people.
No, it's not that accurate to young people. Like yeah, but I think it's addiction, yeah. And
I
then
could agree.
obviously she's just so good at what she does, so it was the icing on the cake. She deserved that shit.
All right, here is one of the biggest awards: Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture of Drama. Austin Butler, Elvis; Brendan Fraser, The Whale; Hugh Jackman, The Sun; Bill Nighy, Living; and Jeremy Pope, The Inspection.
I want to
Mhm,
say Brendan Fraser, but I know he didn't win.
It was obviously Austin Butler for
Well,
Elvis.
baby.
So I was
Oscar
talking about
bait.
this I was talking this yesterday on the TikTok. I 1000% think he deserved it. I think he deserved it. He
He
did
killed
3
it,
years
yeah.
of he did
I'm
3
not-
years of training for this, and I understand like The Whale is great and Brendan Fraser is finally back and his acting was great, but he's gonna win the Oscar most likely, and I would way rather see him win the Oscar and do his like speech at the Oscars and at the Globes. That's not saying that the Globes is like a worse award, but I just think like if we're stacking like an Oscar performance is better than a Globe performance, Brendan
I'm
Fraser's
not
performance
mad
is
that
better.
I'm not mad that Butler won this. I think it would have been really awkward if Brendan won this though, because he's completely boycotted the Golden Globes after how they've treated him.
Do you think that's
That would've
why
been a very-
Austin won? Do you think that's why Austin Butler won though? Because he didn't.
No,
He
I think
showed that
Austin
he
Butler
didn't-
gave a great performance. So I think it could have gone either way.
I wouldn't
So
say
either-
that. I wouldn't say it was like a factor, but obviously it's probably in the back of people's heads.
Yeah.
In my eyes, I
Especially
think it's part. I
producers.
think it's not part of the reason fully. I think it's like the Golden Globe people who are like the higher ups have gotten so much backlash in the past like 30 years that it's so hard to be like.
It's been
not-
awful behind the scenes.
They're awful people. Up until like last year, that's when they started hiring people of color, and that's insane to me.
I mean, Gerard Carmichael literally said it like at the beginning of his speech. He's saying like when they asked me to be the host, I thought it was crazy because they haven't had a black person on here since George Floyd died, which was only 3 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Damn,
I
that
know,
feels
which
like
is
it's
crazy.
so long ago.
right? It was right around COVID.
Right, June of
Best-
COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
Best animated feature film:
That's so easy.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio; Inu Oh; Marcel the Shell with Shoes On; Puss in Boots: The Last Wish; and Turning Red.
Ooh, fuck.
Marcel the Shell with Shoes should not be animated. It is not an animated movie.
That is.
It is not.
Okay, what do you
It's
what do you consider
technically
animated though?
An animated
it's
movie is a movie completely
Yeah,
animation.
yeah.
It's
Marcel
Marcel
with
is the
the
only
shoes on is CGI complete.
yeah, and he's the only thing that's animated about it.
Hear me
Everything else
hear
is
me no, hear
live
me out.
action.
What is animation? It is an animated thing on a screen being an image. CGI stands for a computer generated image
Okay, so is
that can
Scott
be
Pilgrim
perceived.
animated?
yeah. So technically, Avatar would have been
Yeah,
Avatar.
Animated.
animated.
No, I'm saying. I mean, if you want to assume it that way, it's just a fancy cartoon. That's literally all
Right.
they are.
So is Scott Pilgrim animated?
No,
No,
because
but
that's
they have
live
animated.
action.
But they have animation
No,
in it.
if the majority of the movie is CGI, like
But
Avatar,
but the majority of of Marcel the Shell with Shoes is live action. He's the only
Okay.
small part about it that's
yeah.
CGI. It's
maybe
it.
I haven't seen it. I have no idea.
Yeah. I just don't think that it should have. I'm not saying the movie is bad. I don't know. It could be great. I've never seen it, but for animation, even though it didn't win, we all know Pinocchio won. I just don't think it should have been nominated for animation at least.
See, I just don't understand how Marcel the Shell could get nominated for Best Animated, but the Lego Movie couldn't get animated back in the day, even though that
Yeah.
was completely animated.
Yeah, and
That's
that movie was
insane to
great.
me because they, in the process of making that movie, they created a software that allows you to use more realistic textures, and they used it to help the Oscars later on. And so I don't get why they didn't get nominated either.
Yeah, but yeah, I went to Pinocchio, which
Which
deserved it.
which is well deserved. The movie looks beautiful, but I mean, it
I'm gonna
had no
watch Puss in
problem.
Boots tomorrow, so maybe I'll change my mind. But as of right
I
now,
heard it's
Pinocchio.
phenomenal. I heard the Puss
Yeah,
Dude,
in
I
Boots
think
movie is
I
phenomenal.
I honestly think like these next few months after it kind of gets his flowers, it'll be a real conversation starter for who really wins the Oscar there.
yeah.
So I think those are the only two big options is it's Pinocchio or Puss in Boots.
I mean, what were they gonna do? Choose Lightyear?
What's the dude's name in the movie? It's not Death, right? It's like Scare or something like that for
I
Puss
don't
in
Um,
know, but
Boots.
yeah,
It's basically death,
Apparently
though.
he's
he
yeah,
is dead.
apparently he's like one of the best animated villains of all
Yeah,
time.
like, have you seen the clips of him?
Yeah.
he's spooky.
Terrifying.
What's his name?
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Cool.
That's that Kung Fu Panda 3.
Yes, sir.
Um, oh, you can move on. My fault.
Okay.
I'm just looking for his name. I think it is
Best
just Death.
performance. Best performance by an actress in a motion picture, comedy, or musical. Leslie Manville for Miss Harris Goes to Paris. Margot Robbie for Babylon. Anya Taylor-Joy for The Menu. Emma Thompson, Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Michelle Yeoh,
And
baby.
obviously went to Michelle Yeoh.
Well
Of
deserved, I would
course.
say.
Well deserved.
I need to
I
watch
think
Babylon still.
I think the only like possible contender was Margot Robbie,
Yeah.
but that's possible
Okay.
contender.
What
I
about Anna
think
Taylor-Joy?
no, hold up. The menu,
Dude, the
okay.
movie just came out.
The
I know,
It
menu
just came
was
out.
good, but I don't think that she
I feel like that's also why Margot Robbie
deserved to
didn't
win
win
for it.
because Babylon just came
Well, I
out.
mean, like, but let's look at the performances by themselves. Like Michelle Yeoh and even like if you haven't seen the movie, which I haven't seen the movie, they were saying her performance is outstanding.
See, what's crazy is her performance has stayed in people's conversations for almost an entire year.
Yeah, which is
That's pretty rare for a movie to
it's
be talked about
hard,
for an
man.
entire year.
That's how The Dark Knight was, though, when it came out.
Yeah,
But
but that movie was in theaters for an entire year.
yeah, and The Dark Knight is also one of the most talked about movies of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but Michelle Yeoh very much needed,
deserved for
deserved,
sure,
and she had
for
a great
sure.
speech.
Yes.
Oh yeah, before we go on, the speeches at the Globes this year
Were
were
amazing.
Yeah.
amazing. So I was saying like I was kind of interested to see how the Globes was going because the last the last big award show we had was last year's Oscars, and we all saw how that went. One, it was a shit show. Two, the slap. Three, the speeches were pretty shitty. So I was like, I thought that maybe there'd be a lot of awkward tension and people weren't going to be so like friendly towards each other, I guess. But no, dude, it felt very like collaborative. Like it felt like everyone was like
Did you,
happy for
s-
everyone.
did you see Eddie Murphy's
That's what I
joke
was gonna
though?
bring up.
Yes,
Yeah.
bro.
That was the
Yes.
funniest shit.
Sid, keep Will Smith's wife
Wife's
out your
name out your
fucking mouth.
fucking mouth.
Pay
That
your
was great.
taxes.
Mind your
Yes,
business.
sir.
Dude, that was
Pay
great.
your taxes.
All right. Best performance for an actor in a musical or comedy TV movie. Diogo Calva for Babylon. He's getting a lot of buzz. Daniel Craig for Glass Onion. Adam Driver for White Noise, which apparently that movie's ass. Colin Farrell for Banshees and Ralph Fiennes for The Menu. And
Yeah, I mean, Colin
Colin
Farrell.
Farrell.
I think
Yeah.
Colin
the
Farrell,
only
well
contender for
deserved.
that, the only contender for that is probably Ralph Fiennes in The Menu.
Ralph Fiennes did a great job in The Menu.
Everything
Dude,
else
I don't know,
kinda-
man. Daniel Craig.
No,
I think
He
people
was
are sleeping on
great.
his performance. I think his performance in Glass Onion was really good. Like I
I
think
agree.
okay, story wise,
it's
okay, no, for the story, right? For the story, he had to play like he had no idea what was going on, right? Which is, and I think from that being an aspect in the story to portraying it on the screen, he portrayed it very well.
Well, he had to
Like
portray
even
that he had no idea what's going on, even though he knew exactly what was going on.
exactly. And I think even when it came to the point where then he found out what was going on, and then he had to play pretend.
Yeah.
Pretend.
I thought he was
Maybe
great.
just, oh yeah, I thought it was awesome.
But Colin Farrell was the number
Yeah.
one for me. But Ralph Fiennes would be number two.
Blew him out of the water.
100%.
Best performance for an actress in a TV musical or comedy. Quinta Brunson, Abbott Elementary. Dude, Abbott Elementary's getting everything. Kaylee Cuoco for The Flight Attendant. Selena Gomez for Only Murders in the Building. Jenna Ortega for Wednesday. And Jean Smart for Hacks. And Abbott Elementary won for Quinta Brunson.
Quinta Brunson, let me just say this. Quinta Brunson wrote one of the best season 1 scripts of all time. That's what I was reading. And she also acted in it, and her acting was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, she deserved it. I think the only other possible answer was like Jenna Ortega. She's there. I don't know about Selena Gomez. I haven't seen that show, but apparently it's good.
I think it's the opposite. I feel like I don't think I mind Jenna Ortega being nominated, but I don't think the Wednesday show deserves what it got.
I don't think the
Matthew
show
and his
Wednesday
Wednesday
does.
cosplay.
I don't think the show Wednesday does, but I think
else.
Jenna Ortega does. Because
Yes.
let's be
Take it
a
back.
million% honest here. Without Jenna Ortega, is that show as popular? It might be
No.
as good, but is it as popular? No. So I think
would-
her alone.
I think her being nominated is just like the icing on the cake for the amazing year she
Yeah.
had.
Exactly. I also think like
Fallout.
I think if anything, Wednesday really showed us that she really knows what she's doing when it comes to acting. When we found out
She's
that
got,
when she choreographed for that whole dance by herself,
she's
like
got crazy range. I think that's what proved this year. She can do horror. She can
The
do drama.
Fallout?
She can do a musical. Yeah, The Fallout. Oh my god, that is honestly one of the best performances of the year for me.
But
Um,
I was gonna say something.
but I didn't see any of these shows other than a couple episodes of
I think
Only
I think
Murders in
Wednesday
the Building.
people are overhyping the show on TikTok, and I've watched a couple episodes, and I can confidently say the show is mid as fuck.
Yeah, if Jenna Ortega wasn't in it, the only buzz it would have is it's a Tim Burton show.
probably.
And that's about it.
I think it's funny. I was watching some TikTok clip of Jenna Ortega, and she was saying that like she made a joke on set about like her dying or someone dying on set, and Tim Burton looks at her and goes, "Whoa, well that's pretty dark there. You good?" And she was like, "I'm just have that sense of dark humor." I was like, "What are you doing that's making Tim Burton go, whoa, you okay? We need to have a talk."
All right, this next award, stacked contenders. Donald Glover for Atlanta. This is for best performance in a musical or comedy for an actor. Donald Glover in Atlanta. Bill Hader for Barry. Steve Martin for Only Murders in the Building. Martin Short for Only Murders in the Building, and Jeremy Allen White for The Bear.
Okay, so I would just first thing I'd like to say is this is Atlanta's first nom, which is
Yeah.
so crazy, especially how far we're already into the Globes. But I'm glad Donald Glover got nom nonetheless. He did great. But the dude from The Bear deserved it. Like, holy shit.
Dude, oh my. That he gives like a
That per-
30-minute monologue in one episode, and it is amazing.
bro, his acting
If you
is insane for
if you guys
someone that
haven't
I've
seen The
never
Bear,
heard of. Please, if there's one show that you two should watch, watch The Bear. It's
they
not
do
that
a
long
whole
and it's so
Garrett?
insane.
they do an
Huh?
episode where it's
He
a
was in
one
Shameless,
take,
wasn't he?
but it's completely a one take. There
What'd
is
you
no
say?
break.
What'd you say,
Wasn't he
Matthew?
in Shameless?
Yeah, he was in Shameless.
Yeah,
I've
okay,
never
that's
seen
what I thought.
Shameless. I've never heard about this guy before in my life.
Well, yeah, they do an episode where it's a one take, and it's a 30-minute one take, and they never cut the camera. It is the most stressful piece of television I've ever seen.
It's crazy, crazy. Is it getting a season 2 or no?
Yeah,
Well
but
deserved.
Donald Glover gave a great performance. Bill Hader always kills it in Barry. I'm glad he got nominated. He'd probably be my number 2, and then Jeremy Allen White deserved it.
I think Donald Glover is kind of a lock every year for nominations, simply just because you know what you're getting out of him. Is it
Yeah.
going to be the best performance ever? Maybe not, but it's not going to be bad in any sense. You know exactly what you're getting.
hmm
He's going to come on the screen. He's going to kill it. Even in The Lion King, where he played Simba, his performance was fire. So,
Dude, okay. What I think is funny is Sony announced that they're making a Hypno Hustler movie, which no one has ever talked about that character ever. And
It's
everyone
like most.
complains that Sony's making so many spin-off movies, but the second they saw there was Donald Glover playing the Hypno Hustler, everyone was fine with it.
I'm not because Donald Glover's the Prowler.
True,
Different
but
universe,
like
motherfucker.
everyone was
I
fine
don't
with it.
care.
yeah.
So they're making it a Craven movie. Everyone got mad.
Raven the
But then the rest
Protector.
other one,
Making El Muerto with Bad Bunny. Everyone's mad. But you bring Donald Glover in, everyone's like, all right, that's cool.
Crazy that people don't like Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is
Well,
usually
they weren't
It-
mad that it was Bad Bunny. They were mad
they're
that
mad at the character because
the
no one's ever
character's
heard
only
of
been
him.
in 2 pages of a comic book.
and they're getting its own show. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Or a
In a
movie.
movie.
Crazy.
And then best original song in a motion picture. Carolina by Taylor Swift from Where the Crawdads Sing. Ciao Papa, which is the most annoying song from Pinocchio. Hold My Hand by Lady Gaga for Top Gun Maverick. Wait, how did not the One Republic song
Yeah,
from Top Gun
exactly.
get?
Nom.
All right. Lift Me Up by Rihanna for
Black
Wakanda
Panther.
Forever. And Natu Natu from RRR.
Bro,
And-
Matthew's
I know she
reaction when
didn't
you
win, but Taylor Swift's song
No.
Carolina, bro.
bro,
I
Matthew's
didn't
reaction.
win, but oh my
No
god.
way.
Dude, did you guys look at his screen when you said where the Crawdads and his face went like this? He
Cause
was
like
so
he
but
said
what
Carolina, I was like, okay. And then I
Rihanna
realized
won,
I was
right?
like,
No.
was it Taylor Swift?
No, it was RRR.
No, Matthew.
Okay.
Oh,
I
Yeah, it was
I,
for RRR. I have not heard this song.
I was like, I
Damn.
didn't
But
watch
dude,
it,
Lift
but
Me Up, how did that not win?
Lift me up.
That song
Bro,
is so good.
yeah, it is. It's crazy.
all I know is
I'm
Carolina. by
I'm more
Taylor
shocked
Swift.
that I Ain't Worried did not get nommed by One Republic.
For what?
Mhm.
For what?
That is
That song is
I
everywhere.
ain't worried about it right now.
Yeah, but
Top
what?
Gun Maverick, keep in dream.
Oh. I'm like, what
It
movie?
didn't get nommed for the song.
Yeah.
1999.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Best original score for a motion picture. Once again, The Batman didn't make it.
But it's okay. It's the Globes.
Yeah.
It's not in for the Oscars either.
Okay, that's a little insane.
Yeah.
Absurd.
Okay. We got Banshees, Pinocchio, Woman Talking, Babylon, and The Fablemans. And obviously it went to Babylon.
Yeah,
That score is honestly
very
pretty
good.
insane.
I think like Avatar, the Babylon, Batman, which is crazy, Puss in Boots, probably the 4 top ones of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why it won.
I would also throw in Black Panther.
Oh yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, definitely
Um,
throw that in there for sure.
Best Supporting Actor for Television. John Lithgow for The Old Man, Jonathan Pryce for The Crown, John Turturro for Severance, Tyler James Williams for Abbott Elementary, and Henry Winkler for Barry. And another Abbott Elementary win.
Bro, I'm so happy that he won. Like I almost when I was watching it, I thought that I just didn't think he was gonna win. I thought maybe anyone else was gonna win. And when his name got called, I was so excited because I really think he deserved it, man. That show is so well crafted,
Every time I hear,
so well crafted.
Tyler James Williams, I just think back to the Lab Rats episode where
Where
Leo's
he
future
played.
self comes back to the past.
I just think of everybody hates
Well,
Chris.
that too. That's the
Uh,
one I remember.
I think of Let It Shine.
Well, I mean, now you know he's an icon, dude. Three
Yeah.
different things right there. He's an icon.
But shout out to Henry Winkler for Barry.
Yeah.
It's
Dude, his
great.
so his speech when he sits there and he goes to Quincy Brunson and he looks at her and she shakes her head and he just goes, yeah, yeah. And it was like the most black thing I've ever seen on TV, just because like I knew exactly what they were feeling right there in the moment, and it was just like it was like a moment of like, I know you don't have to say shit, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm here with you. It was funny as shit.
Best performance by an actress in a supporting role for a motion picture: Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Carrie Condon for Banshees, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Dolly D. Leon for Triangle of Sadness, and Carrie Mulligan for She Said. Uh,
Angela
Angela
Bassett
Bassett
won, right?
won,
Yeah, of
which
course.
I'm pretty sure is the first MCU Golden Globe for acting.
And I'm glad that she won, dude. Her acting was so
Wait, hold
fire in
up.
that movie.
Isn't the awards that the MCU has gotten are both from Black Panther?
Pretty sure because it's the best score for the first one, right?
No, it's
Well, the
best
first,
it's best costume and makeup design,
yeah,
and then it's best something else, and then the supporting actress for this one. So that's 3 awards.
yeah, but the first one won the Oscar.
That's what
This
I'm
one,
saying. I'm saying overall awards, they've only had 3 and they're both for Black Panther.
so maybe Angela Bassett will get nominated for the Oscar,
Who knows?
Bro, I'd
which be
honestly,
which would be a slap in the face to Scorsese and Cameron.
It would. I
yeah,
hope so.
it's okay.
I
I
don't
love
care if she
Scorsese.
wins, but if she gets nominated,
Bro, Black Panther 1 alone has 3 wins.
Holy shit.
all right, last award.
Damn, what the fuck?
Best performance by an actor in a supporting role in a motion picture: Brad Pitt in Babylon, Brendan Gleeson for Banshees, Barry Keoghan for Banshees, Ki Kwe Kwan for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Eddie Redmayne for The Good Nurse.
I have to say Brad Pitt for Babylon.
It's Kike
But
Kwan,
it's
bro.
Sir.
not it.
Ki
EK
Kwe
Kwan.
Kwan.
That
Dude,
might
his speech is one of my
that's in
favorite speeches of all time.
that's in my top 3 speeches of an award show ever, alongside Christian Bale and Joaquin Phoenix.
I put Matthew McConaughey up there.
No, that's what I meant. Oh my, bro, I did it again, bro.
Dude, I love his speech. He's like, he's
I'm
10
my
years
hero.
away. See, my
That's
hero's 10 years away. I'm
that's the one
always chasing my hero.
I hit myself.
Such a Matthew McConaughey thing to say, but dude, I was tearing up during his speech. The way he's talking about how he couldn't act for like the past 30 years because Hollywood just wouldn't hire Asian actors, and so he had to give up on his dream. And then once he finally got the call, he was so happy. And then if you watch the actors roundtable that came out this week,
He's
the
like
way
And Spielberg.
the way he
the way
talks
he's
about
so
it, it's
happy to be there.
What did he say? He said like Hollywood just didn't want me, and I'm like I
Yeah.
felt so crushed.
But
Because
yeah,
what he said,
when
like he was talking about how he was in like he would audition for roles and they'd be like, well, we'll call you back.
He
And
was
he's like,
waiting
I
for the
just never.
callback.
And he was like, at one point I had to just kind of tell myself like, you have to give this up, which is so crushing. It wasn't Hollywood telling him; he just had to tell himself like, so shitty, man. And then Spielberg, bro, when he stood up and gave him an O, I was,
Dude, yeah, that's
and
probably the
like
best speech out of the Golden Globes.
when he was talking about it after, he said like when he's like I got a standing ovation from Steven Spielberg, you could tell that was literally just the most like little kid inside of him coming out. Like he was so happy.
He may
He
be a
was
grown ass
literally
adult, but he still sounds
well
like
the
he's from the Goonies.
the first person to ever put him on the screen, bro.
That's
Right? No, or was it, what? Yeah,
yeah, it was
crazy, bro. Yeah,
for
that's what I
Temple of
thought.
Doom.
Yeah. I would like to say though, Brad Pitt was getting a lot of love at the Globes. A lot of love.
True.
Like the amount of people that were going up there and just saying like, "Hi, Brad Pitt, I love you, Brad Pitt, this, Brad Pitt, that."
Just kept
I
trying to
just think,
riz him.
well, I think he's kind of solidified his spot in top 5 actors of all time. I really do. Like I think Brad Pitt's one of those actors that's kind of flown under everyone's radar because he's always in a movie with like someone else who's really good. like Fight Club, Edward Norton,
I
Morgan
don't think he's in my
Freeman.
top 5, but I'd probably throw him in my top 10.
I think, yeah, he can sit in that top 5, top 10 range, but I think everyone should respectfully agree that he is not, if not one of the best. Like, he's just one of the, like, everyone loves Brad Pitt. You don't
Yeah,
hate Brad Pitt. There's no way.
'cause you
There's
also
no
have
way.
to have one of his co-stars, Morgan Freeman, up there.
Yeah.
Of course. Morgan Freeman's done a whole lot for the culture, though. A whole lot for the culture.
All right, that
Is that,
is the end of the 80th Golden Globes.
That's insane.
I would,
That's insane. Just to think about it, within 5 years' time, we'll be up there too.
bro, I said that. So, okay. So I recorded my TikTok yesterday 15 times just because I just couldn't fucking get it down. But in one of my takes, I was saying, like, don't you worry, bro. In like a couple years, we'll be there. We'll be there sitting in there. Don't worry. But dude, 80 is crazy. I think my biggest takeaway from this year's Globes was two things. One, that 2022 as a whole was a great year for movies. Was a great year. Great year for movies, great year for performances, all of that included. I think this award show honestly showed a lot of light for the Oscars. And I think it's
It's
gonna be
gonna
really
be
good.
I think it's gonna be a really close race on a lot of things for the
It very
Oscars.
much will be.
Hmm.
I will be angry though if Brendan Fraser does not win.
For the whale, bro.
Yeah.
I think about it like
Yeah.
this: is that I will be upset, but I also, depending on who wins, I won't be mad because
I
they won. You can't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
I
He's still
think
gonna be making movies after this.
it'd be weird to see Austin Butler win for Elvis after Rami Malek won like 3 years ago for
What did he win
Ready?
for?
Bohemian
Bohemian
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody.
Yeah,
Oh,
Freddie Mercury.
And then it would just seem like, oh, if you're doing a
A
biopic,
biopic.
you're solidified in
But that
for
that
a
means
nom.
Taron Egerton did he even get nom for Rocket Man?
he got nominated,
He didn't
but he
get
didn't win.
that
no, he
would
didn't get
also
nommed for the
I
mean
swear he
Oscars.
did.
Yeah,
He got noms for the Golden Globes, I think,
yeah.
that would
and he
So
also
like
won for the Golden Globes.
I get what you're saying, but like I guess I get what you're saying. But I also think like Austin Butler's performance is so good because even down to the movements, that man was on it. So I think I get what people are saying like Brendan Fraser and The Whale should deserve it, and I think it should. But I mean, like let's look at it like let's just say he was never blacklisted from Hollywood. Does that take away from his buzz, or is he
Say
still
so.
as highly regarded?
I would say
I
so.
think it does.
I think
I
the
love him, and
comeback
I think
story for Brendan Fraser this year, it
it adds
adds
to the
to it.
buzz.
Yeah. It's like
Exactly.
if he didn't win, yeah, it would add more buzz too though. So it's like no matter which way you go, people are still gonna love him and it's probably gonna even there's gonna be more of a broad horizon for him.
Exactly. I
But I
mean,
kind of feel that way with Austin Butler for Elvis is like it's because he's playing Elvis.
yeah.
Yeah, he gave a great performance, but it's like okay, he's playing Elvis, and Elvis is such an important piece of Americana.
I'd agree. But I mean, I also look at it like this, right? So like Austin Butler could have went to this movie. I mean, let's Baz Luhrmann really picked Austin Butler probably for two reasons. One, because Denzel said he should play it, and two, he does resemble him. Does he look like a mate? Like 100% no,
Completely
right? But he
no.
resembles him, right? But I think just off the fact that he spent 3 years of his life matching the voice, dedicating movements, learning all of his songs, like sitting in his house. I think you can't get more method than that, other than like Joaquin Phoenix or Evan Peters. So I don't know. I think people are kind of overlooking the fact of how much time he spent perfecting his role.
And
And
people
if
are
Baz
full of
Luhrmann
online
didn't
about it.
Well, yeah, if Baz Luhrmann didn't do so many flashy edits like Miles was saying, we would appreciate his role even more because we would realize just how much time he spent. Like that "If I Can Dream" performance is
Holy shit,
almost
dude.
almost exactly perfect to the real thing.
Mhm.
I also do
So
think, Ben, that the you grew up in the household that loves Elvis and it's very important to your family and your life. And it's important for my mom, but I never grew up really listening to Elvis music. And when this movie came out, I grew an appreciation
I
for
fell in
that.
love.
And I also not devoted, but I also like went looking up the history of what actually happened and then I'm like, now
Crossed
I'm a
over a
fan of
lot.
Elvis, and so
See,
it's
like
like,
I kind of grew up with the same thing. Like I knew who Elvis was. Like I knew Priscilla. I didn't even well, I knew everything except for I didn't know the manager. So like I was kind of going in like knowing some but not knowing enough. And when I left the theater, the first thing I think like I thought in my brain was like, okay, I know Elvis. Like I could go out and I could tell someone about the story of Elvis. And I think maybe I'm not trying to put words in Ben's mouth, but maybe you kind of already knew the story of Elvis, so you weren't really
I
learning any
knew
new
I knew
information.
like important parts of Elvis, but I mean, I when I finished the movie, I only thought Austin Butler gave a great performance, and that was the only thing I felt. I
But I mean,
I think
if
it
we're just
glossed over a lot of his story to make him look like a better person than he might have actually been. Um, but
well, that's with any movie
I
that's a biopic, though.
yeah, that's why I felt that um biopics are very spotty.
Yeah,
I can't literally like walk out and then tell someone the life of this person because I watched a movie because I know how much is fabricated or mistold. So I try to just I didn't feel like I learned anything about Elvis that I didn't already know.
and I think that's 100%
fair.
fine
That's fair.
because when I went to the theater the first time, there was these two old ladies in the like one of the rows a couple ahead of me, and they're kind of in the same boat as you were, but they also when they got up to leave the theater, I overheard them talking, and they're like, "We love this movie. It's so great." And
I
obviously,
also
it's not going to be if it was 100% accurate, I would just Google it. I wouldn't want to. Well, accuracy matters in this case, but
yeah, because it's a true story. But I when I
the
watched it,
Woman King
I don't know
though.
if I can explain this properly though. Um it felt like everyone dude, how do I it didn't feel like Elvis was like a real person. It felt like he was a caricature of Elvis and everyone was just kind of reacting around him. I didn't feel again, I'm probably describing how I feel wrong, but it didn't feel like Elvis um felt real to me. He just kind
Gotcha.
of felt like he felt strange, but from what I've seen of The Whale, it feels like Brendan Fraser is playing it's not a true story, but he's playing someone that's real. And behind the scenes with his makeup, he was wearing up to 300 pounds of makeup, and that's what he was walking around in.
I do think that falls under the factor of the whale is more grounded in reality than Elvis. Elvis was made out to be this spectacle of a person, and that's why it's so flashy and all this other stuff. But the whale is so grounded in reality that yes, it's going to be more of a performance and it's going to be more gut wrenching. If you flip the way
Yeah.
they were edited, I feel like it would be
Elvis would
more.
be more
It'd
grounded
be
then.
yeah. If Elvis was more grounded, then it'd be like yes, I would be 1000% more on board.
Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe like if Elvis was made the same way that Bohemian Rhapsody was made, in the sense that it was so like Bohemian Rhapsody was so emotional, like from start to beginning. You felt for Freddie Mercury, you felt for all the members of Queen, you felt for the fans, you felt for Live Aid, everything about it. I feel with Elvis, like you really felt for Elvis in this movie because he was the main story, obviously. But like even for like Priscilla, I didn't really care about Priscilla, even though he cheated on her and a bunch of other dumps. I was like, I don't really care. Like I cared about Elvis, so I get what you mean in the sense that it kind of felt very, very fabricated almost.
Yeah.
But I think performances nonetheless, Austin Butler was amazing,
Oh,
and I
I
think
think there's
Austin
no
Butler.
doubt.
Well, I think Austin Butler, Colin Farrell, and Brendan Fraser are the only three people that should be in that conversation for like best leading character, like best leading actor for in a role for a movie.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I, yeah, is that it?
I'm just up for debate on what the fact. Like I see people all the time on TikTok now. They're like,
What happened to your
Brent,
mic?
Yeah, what the fuck's going on?
I changed one of the settings. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
change that back.
Okay,
yeah,
I will.
yeah.
How do I do this?
It sounds so ass.
Hello.
Also, can we get it? We should get a yawn counter for how many times I've yawned this
Hello.
episode because it's got to be over 10.
But I think people just like to shit on things because their favorite thing didn't win. Because the night of the Golden Globes, I went on I just scrolled on TikTok and there's just several comments on this one page being like they were just shitting on Austin Butler, being like he didn't deserve it. Fraser should have won. I'm like, holy shit, people! One, just accept the fact that he won and
It's not that
get
deep,
over
and
it.
I thought everyone agreed that he did amazing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
apparently not. Everybody else, like
Well,
those comments were so
also,
fucking like.
also, you got to realize that most people, most TikTok commenters, like, are one of three things. They're either a small kid, a gate like an older
Gatekeeper.
person that's just a gatekeeper, or like just refuses to believe anything that they don't like. You know what I mean? Or three, they're willing to listen to the conversation. And I think specifically because Brendan Fraser was blacklisted, and like he wasn't blacklisted. Like he was filming in 2019, 2020. Like he was blacklisted from Hollywood, but he was still getting roles, right? So I think that happening and then his comeback and then him being in this wonderful movie and now being nominated, I think all those things combined, it's it's putting this narrative where people are like, he should win, he has to win, he deserves to win. After coming back from all that shit and doing this, he deserves to win. And they're overlooking Austin Butler's performance. I
People
think
just
that
love a story behind the story.
exactly. And that's what I was like when I was saying earlier, like let's take away the blacklist. Let's take away all of his trouble. Even though it's we need to talk about it. Let's just take it away for a second. I feel like their performances were right there next to each other, man.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not. It's up to the voters, not us, really.
have
Except
you
the old
heard the
white people
interviews
though.
from
So
him?
Yeah. Huh?
Have you heard his interviews for the whale?
holy
It's
Yeah,
like
of
he was
course.
looking for roles and none of them like were interesting to him, and then the whale was exactly what he was looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I know he like I was just watching an interview with him, and the only reason I said that he wasn't blacklisted is because he said that in the interview. He was like, I was blacklisted, but I wasn't because I was doing roles. I just wasn't like this Hollywood figure like I was when I was doing Looney Tunes back in action.
yeah, because he was in
Why was that the movie you picked?
because that was probably his
Because
like
that's the
last big role, right?
and that's the best Brendan Fraser movie ever.
The
Is
Mummy?
Looney Tunes back in action,
The
homie.
Mummy is not good, Ben.
No, that
Okay,
shit is my
Matthew, you're
childhood,
bugging.
bro. That shit is my
Whoa,
childhood.
whoa,
Looney Tunes
whoa,
back in
whoa.
action will forever be my shit.
Did Matthew just say the Mummy wasn't good?
That Mummy is
Wasn't
great, bro.
that
Actually
good.
Wait,
bugging.
Matthew, what movie did you watch?
What
Did you watch the
what
2019
mummy?
like Tom
Yeah, what
Cruise
mummy are you
movie?
thinking about?
Bro, what do you mean his best movie was George of the Jungle in 1997?
Bro,
You
you're
would pick
bugging.
George of the Jungle, though.
Okay, hold
George
up.
Brandon
turned me to
Fraser was
center
really a
Earth.
man. Brandon Fraser was really a man of the people, bro. A man of the young kids back in the day.
Or
I have
even,
VHS tapes of George of the Jungle, bro.
You
bro,
guys remember Furry Vengeance?
yes, I was just
No.
about to say that, Ben.
I don't know what that is.
I refuse to watch it
I
again, but
have
that shit
to show
killed me
you
when I
that.
was like 8.
I
I
have
don't
to
know
show
what that
you
is.
Furry Vengeance, Garrett. You'd love
Okay.
it. He was in
We're like-
Jungle Cruise?
Was he?
Apparently.
I mean, he's been in Doom Patrol for the past 4 years, and
yeah,
he's
that's what I was
phenomenal
gonna
there.
say. Is he
And
even-
sadly, he was part of the Batgirl movie that got scrapped.
that's
Oh.
sad.
All right, do you want to move the game?
Yeah, let's move the game.
Okay, so in honor of the Globes, I thought we'd play like a little versus battle between actors. So I'm just gonna tell you two actors, and then you guys can deliberate on who do you think has a higher net worth.
Net worth?
So yeah,
Oh,
so
shit.
who is getting paid the big bucks for doing all of these movies? So I did 5 rounds. I was honestly surprised by some of these, but some of them made sense. So the first one I have Leonardo DiCaprio versus Brad Pitt. I think these are probably two of the most talked about actors in the last 30 years. So who do you think has a higher net worth, Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt?
I want to say
Leo.
Leo because of all the movies he did
Leo,
trying to get an
after
Oscar.
after what happened after New Year's,
What the fuck happened at
What
Okay, if
happened
you-
after New Year's?
he was
killed
on a
a man?
yacht and he was having a party and he was on a mega $1 million yacht that he owned.
He would. He also picked up like a drowning victim in his yacht one time.
Yeah, so it's
That was
Leo.
Well, now if you had to take a guess, what do you think their net worths are though?
Leo's is
Let's start with
over
Leo.
200 million.
I feel like it's really high, but I feel like that also works.
I'm gonna go 63 million.
I'm gonna go 120 million.
Okay, so Leonardo DiCaprio net worth is $300 million a year.
Oh
A year?
Yeah, or whatever the net worth is. It's
Yeah,
$300 million.
that's
Yeah, that's
Not a
just
year.
how much
My
you're.
bad. My bad. Not Matt. That's how much he's worth.
It's
Brad
like Jesus
Pitt's
Christ.
net worth
100
is
million.
also $300 million.
damn.
They are
What a
worth
guy.
the same amount of money,
Are you
which I
sure?
thought
Like,
was
have you looked at the actual numbers?
yes. I went to a credible site too. I went to a couple different sites because I wanted to make sure it was as accurate as possible, and it honestly makes sense. Even though Brad hasn't been as nominated as much, he's been in a lot of movies and a lot of successful movies. Even World War Z, which was not highly liked, still great performance.
Enjoyed that movie when it came out.
Okay, so yeah, there's a tie, so a bit of a trick question
I'm
there.
trying to think of like big budget Brad Pitt movies.
Same here, dude. I
Seven.
can't
Bring
think of
him that
any.
much.
Okay, bro.
Train,
7.
Babylon.
After
Back-
Yeah,
2010,
not-
I can't think of jack
Once-
shit until Bullet Train.
Once upon a time in Hollywood.
Okay, and that
With
one.
Leo.
I forgot about that one.
With Leo.
But that's it. I can't.
Yeah,
If you can give me another movie between the years of 2019
Ocean's 11.
and
Ocean's 11.
2010,
All the Ocean's
2010?
movies.
yeah.
All of the Ocean's movies.
I think Leo has the biggest
Troy.
box office.
yeah, he has.
Yeah,
Got hella
this, I think, is-
Scorsese, hella Tarantino.
I think
And
I think
Even
Cameron.
Gary Miles.
DiCaprio. I think DiCaprio is the better actor, but I think Brad Pitt's been in way more successful movies.
He was in 12 months.
Inglorious Bastards. Like yeah, but like Leo has
7, Fight
Departed.
Club.
He has 7 Fight Club. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Troy.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's not that great.
Yes,
It
it is.
is.
I think you might be the only person on the world that.
No, it's like regarded as his worst.
No, not even close.
Are you good?
Not Brad Pitt's worst, Tarantino's worst.
Oh, I'm like.
I also
I'm like,
still
what
think
you
you're
talking
bugging. I also still think you're bugging, but that's opinions at this point.
So bored, bro.
We're getting a World War Z 2. Are you serious?
No, I didn't know that.
All
Okay,
right, who's
so
next?
Timothy Chalamet versus Tom Holland. 2 of probably the biggest young actors.
Timothy.
What's their net
Oh.
worth?
Okay,
Tom
no, hold up. It's
Holland.
Tom Holland. That Marvel
100
money,
million.
bro. Marvel
Yeah,
money.
he's got 100 million net worth.
Nah, he's got like 59 million.
I don't even think it's. I think
Because
that's what Robert Downey
he was
Jr.
not paid that
has.
much for early MCU stuff.
But this
It wasn't
latest
until
one,
But you got to remember, net worth is not how much money they actually have; it's how much
That's what they're worth.
yeah.
I want to say
So-
Tom Holland because of his Marvel stuff, and that's what everybody watches. People know of Timothy Chalamet, but if you're gonna say, do you know Timothy Chalamet or Tom Holland? More people are gonna say Tom Holland. I feel like.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
Tom
like-
Holland is the consensus.
I would
Tom
say
Holland's
so.
the pull to the box office. Timmy's like pull to
Danny,
awards.
Yeah.
Tommy,
So
and Danny.
Timothy Chalamet's net worth is $25 million.
Sounds about right.
Tom Holland's net worth is $26 million.
Damn.
Oh, damn,
So he's
that's-
only worth $1 million more.
Interesting.
And I honestly, to me, this makes sense. They're both up like very, very
Dude,
critically
yeah.
acclaimed actors at this point, but they do very different things. Like you said, Ben, Timothy Chalamet is more for awards. I consider him more for like drama. Like I
Yeah,
would
like
rather see him
Dune
more in a drama than
versus
I would see Tom
Spider-Man.
Holland. Tom Holland, I would see in like a Bullet Train, something like that. More of like a
Tom Holland's the draw for people to go to the movies.
exactly.
Timothy Chalamet is the draw for
Eye candy.
like film people who
Mhm.
want to watch like those indie projects.
Exactly. And I even think with Wonka coming out, I see Timothy Chalamet doing Wonka more than I see Tom Holland doing Wonka.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Okay.
So
Number
it's weird that
3.
Tom's playing Fred Astaire.
Number 3. Anya Taylor-Joy versus Ana de Armas.
Ana de Armas.
She's been acting for longer.
I don't think it's about
Mm.
acting for longer. I feel like people know who Ana de Armas is in the sense of if you show them 2 pictures of each other without giving each other names, they'll know who Ana de Armas is. People
Let's just say the
know
numbers
of
on this
her.
one. The numbers on this one shocked me though. It
Really?
actually shocked me. Yes,
And I
it's
feel like,
think
shocking.
and I feel like
Anna
it's reversed then.
Anna's sitting at a 33.
So Ana de Armas has
She's not a
$6
leading
million.
actress.
$6 million is her net worth.
Yeah,
Ana de
that makes
Armas?
sense.
Yeah, Anya
Holy
Taylor-Joy,
shit!
$7 million.
Wow, those are
She
astronomically low.
This is no, but this is why I feel like it's because they are females. I feel like female
Probably.
actresses aren't as paid as much, which is something that needs to be changed. And I think that's why. I think that's why the net worth's just so low. But I was more shocked as how low Anna's is,
Yeah,
simply
I was
because, like
like,
Matthew was saying, she's been acting for so long.
okay, but
because when
Anna
was her first
isn't
role?
a leading actress.
She's not.
She's I think the only leading performance I've seen is Blonde and then Ballerina
No,
that's coming out. Every other time
Knives Out.
she wasn't
She was the
Technically,
main.
she
She was
wasn't
She
the
was
lead
the
in
main
it.
actress.
Yeah, she's the main
yeah.
actress in it.
I still feel like Daniel Craig is the lead of Knives Out.
Well, okay, if we're talking
Yeah.
actor and actress,
But like
Daniel
you
Craig
take
is the lead
Blade Runner,
actor.
she's a hella supporting character.
Well, of course.
She's
She's
then-
the
supporting
supporting
and
character.
everything else. Anya Taylor-Joy probably
Knock
plays more
Knock,
main characters
No
than
Time to
anything.
Die.
Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy, she was
Lily
the
in the
lead in
Menu.
Split, The Witch. She was the
Menu.
co-lead in The Northman, the
Mhm.
lead in The Menu.
Yeah. I mean, like, it honestly makes sense based off of what you just said, but I just
Yeah.
think the numbers are extremely low. Like, they got it. $7
And-
and $6 million is insane to me.
And
Yeah.
Anna might have been acting for like, I think it's like 15 years now.
Yeah, her
But
first
she
role.
only hasn't been big since the past 3 years.
Yeah, she's just.
She
I think.
only got thrown into stardom after Knives Out, I think.
Well, she was doing a shit ton of movies in Cuba. I
Yeah.
know
Her-
that.
Yeah, her first major role, she was the main character in 2007.
Yeah, but
For
it
Knock
wasn't.
Knock.
No,
Huh?
Knock Knock came out in
Oh, okay.
2017.
No, it's
Okay.
Mandrigal. Mandrigal. I don't know how to say it.
Foreign
Madrigal.
film.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. The last one. Denzel Washington versus Morgan Freeman.
Morgan
Denzel.
Freeman.
No,
Morgan Freeman, bro. He's been acting since the 80s.
so
Okay.
is Denzel.
Yeah. Okay, but
Now
Morgan
this
Freeman's the
one's. I
more
feel like this
well-known
one's
name.
different because people know both of them very well. But what's the like? I think more people are gonna watch Denzel movie rather than a Morgan Freeman movie.
See, I think
Agree.
more people stumble upon Morgan Freeman movies because he's in like everything without you knowing about it.
That iconic voice.
But Denzel is always the lead in what he's playing. So you're going to see a Denzel movie. If you see a Morgan
know-
Freeman movie, you're watching a movie and Morgan Freeman shows up.
Yeah.
And no matter what it is, Denzel Washington will be the best thing in that movie. Even
Yeah.
if Leonardo DiCaprio's in that shit, Denzel is going to beat him out. And I think that's
Only because Denzel wants to beat him out.
Exactly. Denzel wants to be the best. He needs to be the best in his eyes. But what do you think the numbers are here? What do you think Denzel Washington's net worth is?
I feel like this is really high because of like their popularity. I feel like Denzel's is probably around 250. That's okay. Think about it. Think
Really?
about it. And then Morgan Freeman's probably around something similar, like probably 200 to 250.
I'm gonna say Morgan Freeman wins out at 350 million and Denzel's at 340.
350.
God damn.
Big baller here.
They have to be higher than Leo and Brad Pitt
I
No.
don't feel like they
because they've
have
been
to. That's why I
around for
put them
so
lower.
much longer.
I think Morgan's chilling at I'm gonna say roughly 100 mil, and Denzel's probably sitting at a 112.
So Morgan Freeman's net worth is $250 million. Miles nailed it on the head, basically. And then Denzel's is 280. So he beats him
Damn.
by
I was
three.
so close.
30 mil.
million. I was like,
30.
you said 3.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
well, 3, but you know what I meant. But I mean, I think honestly that makes sense to me. Like Denzel Washington is considered one of the greatest actors of all time, which I also think
is.
he is one of the great.
Mhm.
Training Day alone is I think is one of the best performances I've ever seen by him. Which that's an underrated movie that people don't talk about enough. Training Day.
Forever the Titans.
Well, yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly thought that all of these made sense. It made sense except for Ane and Ane or Anya and Ane, just because of the numbers, man. Like, I think female actresses are still getting paid way too.
Yeah.
Especially for how caliber we have. Like, just this year alone, Michelle Yeoh, Kate Blanchett,
Anya
Chiquita
Taylor-Joy.
Brunson, Anya Taylor-Joy, Ana de Armas. Like these they're not bad at acting. They're all S tier actresses. Even like Cameron Diaz, people from the '90s, man. Like,
Sandra
gotta
Bullock.
get paid more, man. Sandra Bullock, gotta get fucking paid more. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's all I had for the game. And they brought those 4.
I'm gonna
Oh,
show you guys a picture of Morgan Freeman from the '70s real quick.
just send it to the general.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, Matthew, wrap it up real fast.
All right, that's been it for this podcast this week. This has been the Dorms
Mhm.
Podcast. Go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and go subscribe to our YouTube channel, the
Please.
Dorms Entertainment, on all platforms. What else do we have? That's it, right?
That's it. Have a good day,
Aw.
everyone.
Peace.
Enjoy.